If you haven't registered yet,
You can only go if you're a delegate.
I
Yeah, but if
understand
a
that's a
delegate
different.
decided not to come and they did not register, will they now be able to vote?
Well,
even
that's a
though-
good question, because I have two people from my Senate district who wrote letters to Brandon Moore, telling them they will not participate, and are asking what's gonna happen. Are they gonna be allowed back in? Are they unregistered? Are they registered? I mean,
Okay, I'll forward those questions. I don't know the answers offhand. I know in the past, there have been, and this is obviously a completely different task, there have been people that have wanted to come to even in-person convention, but didn't want to pay the fees, okay? And there is a way that that can be done. My answer is if you're registering in person, you didn't have to pay the fee.
Well,
So,
you could,
right.
but,
But you could opt out of it,
Right.
basically. The old opt-in, opt-out.
you know,
All right, I'll have to, we'll pursue that. My guess is, yeah, we'll be able to, but
So
we'll.
does our committee continue in person to become a?
No, we will continue in person tomorrow and Wednesday. There was a move to make it virtual starting tomorrow morning, okay? And we really didn't want to go there. That was, I think talking to a lot of y'all, that wasn't y'all's consensus anyway. And then that's when, to the SRC meeting, we've done the notice on business, and, there were just other things coming up. So we'll be here all three, wait, hang on. No, go ahead.
so there was a motion by, Dawn's husband, that we couldn't add things because it was you couldn't add things to the agenda because it was, what was that about?
Yeah. That's actually, and I think Chairman overrode him.
Yeah, I thought he upheld his point of order.
Did he uphold it? I can't remember.
Yeah.
This is getting into the weeds y'all probably don't care about, but on SREC meetings, if it's a standard meeting, there's always a new business section. And you can bring up pretty much anything in that new business. Today's meeting, if everybody's just ready to go home, you might have a lower chance of getting it passed as if you'd been, kind of talking to people in advance on it and had it on the agenda. But there is a new business. You can bring up, pretty much anything. But under a special called meeting or an emergency meeting, as this one was, there typically is no new business. And there's parliamentary ways you could still do it. For example, if it was just, something we really should have done and everybody just forgot about it, it might be done without objection from anybody. But as contentious as the last four meetings or last three meetings have been, this one wasn't too bad compared to the others. I doubt that would fly with objection. So
so we're
yeah,
meeting
that's kind of what that
tomorrow.
was all about. We're meeting tomorrow. The schedule, I haven't seen what y'all did. I really applaud y'all getting everything done. So y'all boiled it all down to just the subject areas, correct? Okay. I had on the schedule 9 o'clock in the morning. I got to thinking during the day I might be going too easy on y'all. Would anybody want to move that to 8 o'clock in the morning? We could probably get a few more testifiers in. There may be a few more to testify. Part of the motive in my madness here is in recognition that some of y'all have a longer way to drive than certainly I do when we get finished on Wednesday. There's nothing that says if we don't really, if we really get on the ball with this, there's nothing that says we can't end up finishing everything a lot earlier on Wednesday. And then, with the possible exception of those of you going all the way like to El Paso or Amarillo or something, it would let most of us get home in time for the 8 o'clock. And remember, the SDs, I don't think they start until 9 o'clock, if I remember right, on Thursday. And then our permanent meeting starts till 6 o'clock at night. So there's there's a lot of time,
Yeah, and the permanent meeting would be virtual, right?
the permanent meeting, at this point, all the permanent committees and the general sessions will be virtual. Correct. Okay. But if we really get on the stick and get this thing cranked out, you know, we could, I can't see we'd get it finished tomorrow, but, you know, we'll see.
So if by meeting earlier in the morning, we can wrap by midday Wednesday, I'd be in favor of meeting earlier.
Okay.
Consider that second.
Yeah. Anybody else? Okay, let's take a quick vote. Let's do the easiest thing, well, I hate voice votes. Let's do a quick show of hands. I'm not gonna count them, just see if it's pretty obvious. All in favor of coming back at 8 o'clock in the morning, raise their hand. Outvoted future rep.
And I know what Whitney votes.
Vote your conscience.
Any that will want to admit it?
He sounds honest.
Okay, what else does anybody want to bring up before we adjourn for the night? So we're not quite as tired at 8 o'clock in the morning. Yes, ma'am.
How does the SD meetings work on Thursday? We're not meeting at all as a group, we're just all doing it.
That is completely up to your SD, okay? And for CD meetings, it's the same thing. The meeting technically will be now under electronic rules. And that's where you get into the electronic voting. Everybody's got to be on their own device, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay?
So we wait to hear from our many men.
Well, but if you and 10 of your neighbors wanted to get together, that's fine, okay? It doesn't have to be, a full called meeting of your SD delegates. In fact, even if they do that, and you don't do that and you want to do it at home, you can do it at home, okay? All that is basically a social gathering for everybody to kind of watch at the same time. It does not affect the fact that you're technically a little bit of concern, I don't think it's a lot, that if you get all the people in one place, church, and they're relying on Wi-Fi bandwidth, that church might be overwhelmed, depending on the church. The counter to that is most of us have smartphones today, or at least could get our hands on a tablet or something. And it's really that simple. The voting itself is that simple. It is simply opening up the page. Watching and interacting with the live stream, that takes a little bit more bandwidth. And, if you don't have bandwidth for video, then you can always do it on the voice only. And I don't think anybody has a problem doing that. So, does that make sense? So it's an optional social gathering rather than a called meeting kind of thing. Even if people are saying, oh, we got to go meet down at the church. Well, you really don't have to. You can stay at home in your kitchen if you want. One of our SREC members was cooking dinner, and I started interrupting and say, yeah, I had some dinner, but anyway.
I thought the same thing.
Did you really?
I did, absolutely.
The thing about voting on that people will have to really be very astute and pay attention to debate, because interrupting motions, those sorts of things are more difficult to exercise in this virtual convention.
Yeah, I even got confused on one thing tonight, and had to ask for a clarification. And the thing about it is once you go to a general session where you've got potentially 5,000 or more people involved, if people don't hear what's going on, it's going to be real difficult to get clarifications on something you just didn't hear right. That's essentially not going to be possible. So, yes, sir.
Just for functionality, we talked a little bit about this in our committee, that for our temporary appointment of the planning committee, all those, was there any discussion at SREC tonight about just converting to permanent appointments? Because at the end of the day, the question is, the functionality of these, you're going to add an hour to debate just off of,
If we're lucky.
if we're lucky.
Well, I think really that's something, it was not explicitly discussed, that would take a lot of rule change, and that kind of comes into the category of and I mean, I'm a grassroots guy, that's why I got into the party, 20, 30 years ago. And, well, I guess along with that, I was precinct chair when Reagan got elected. But, yeah, that was pretty cool, I'll tell you that story some other time when we have time. But, that really gets into whether you're having, in this case, the SREC take away a voting right from the SD and the SD delegates. And in essence, if you carry the logic further, you're taking away delegate voting rights because they would, well, at that point, the convention will have been started. You're taking away delegate rights without even telling them you're about to do it. And that's a real bad thing to even try to do in parliamentary procedure. And I mean, I don't agree with it either. I mean, if we had noticed it a month earlier that this might happen and we might forgo some of these elections or something like that, that's one thing. But to do it kind of at the last minute, you just don't do that.
And beyond even that, it's always painful when the temporary committee does all the work.
That's true.
And the permanent, and then there's like usually one or two that get changed out, and it's painful. It's painful.
Well, I've been there, I know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, it's a.
You
it's a-
are not alone.
I'm just saying,
I mean,
it might do well though, for our members to talk to whoever's running your SD and just say, look, because we're gonna have to barrel through this thing, I'm gonna talk to my folks and say the first motion that somebody should make is to make all the temporary appointments permanent. And if there's any, vote an up or down vote on it, and if they don't, then we'll go at them individually.
That would be
Otherwise, it's gonna be it'll be a multi-hour process.
That'll be a great idea. And then if somebody happens to have, let's say, a problem with your platform member, they could try to split the vote into each position but that would still speed things up with the others because people would recognize that it's difficult to do. That's a great way to do it. Not just the SD chair, whoever's doing that for you. I mean, get the word out to the precinct chairs that, hey, on some of these less controversial votes, it's time to kind of pull together. And I mean, like Bonnie said, especially with the people that have been here 3 days already working at that point, it's a pretty high bar to want to throw one of those guys out anyway.
so vote right.
Yes, sir.
The congressional caucuses have to also meet and do a number of things, especially voting for electors. Is that, and if you covered this, I apologize. I'm not as focused as I am in the morning, I think.
Should we go for 7 in the morning?
Now, you're pushing it at 8 o'clock. But is there going to be like a separate meeting for?
Yeah, oh yes,
caucus?
because the caucus and the congressional and the Senate districts don't overlap.
Right.
There's a different number of them. Sometimes they do overlap, sometimes they don't. There's some counties where, if they were all gonna meet at a church all day long, that might work. But that doesn't work, for example, in Harris County, not even close. And so they'll both be run in a similar fashion, but they will have different people that will be allowed into that caucus online. And, it's different in most cases. It's not, generally speaking, the same. You guys out in West Texas, that's a little bit different. But
Chairman, any consideration for people who would plan to come into town for the rest of the temporary committee to testify, potentially set ample way for them to testify virtually? Anyway.
Well, I'm of the opinion, y'all, it's y'all's committee, okay? But I'm of the opinion, if they have come into town to testify at temporary committees, we should try to listen to them. And I can remember when I was first getting involved, You know, that was a time when typically you only had 45 minutes before the permanent committee to testify in platform. And if you didn't get there 4 hours in advance and sign up immediately, you didn't get on the 45-minute list. I mean, sometimes they'd be generous to give you an extra 15 minutes. I mean, you know, but I mean, I'm not a fan of that at all. If you haven't gathered that, so yeah, I think we should accommodate as best as we can delegates that have come in and want to testify.
Maybe I can refine my question. I was actually referring to, so a lot of folks had planned to come in maybe Tuesday for the rest of the week, Wednesday for the rest of the week, and now a lot of them, I mean, because
They might,
canceled.
they might.
Is there any consideration on ways we could allow people to testify virtually?
Yeah, I would think you would want to give preference to people that are here in person, but beyond that, I'm completely open to that. There's no rules that would ban that, so, not sure how we can get them up on the screen. It might just be more of a loudspeaker phone kind of a thing, but.
Well, we could also pull that.
I might know a guy that knows something about
Okay,
that.
we also are supposed to have a little bit better AV equipment tomorrow. This was obviously last minute move from across the street, and, it's supposed to be a little bit better in the morning, we'll see.
Mark,
Yes.
I talked to Michelle today in the party about people testifying virtually, and that's something that they're working on
Yeah.
accommodating us on, so
Right.
that's in process.
Right, and we will be able to do it obviously at the permanent committee, just not a lot of time for it.
Right.
But there's nothing that really prevents us from doing it right now. I mean, if we set up, it's nothing more, just a teleconference line that everybody could hear somehow, that would be perfectly okay. In fact, committees have done that in the past. I think Amy told me, somebody told me, that y'all actually did it, had at least a few calls, last time around.
They were scheduled beforehand, so we
Okay.
knew who they were and what they were on.
Okay,
But the other thing I will tell you is that it made life a little bit easier, and hope it's gonna make it easier on us. Those who've asked me about testifying virtually, I've sent them on the website where all of our email addresses are. And so I know I've gotten 3 emails from folks who would have been trying to fight their way in getting here virtually. And they've given me a written statement that this is the issue we care about, what's happening, and
okay.
it's made it, I mean.
That might be a good
maybe
proxy of
some-
sorts, yeah, that's a good idea. Any others? Do I hear someone?
Move to adjourn.
Been moved, it's not a debatable motion.
Chairman, can I ask one other thing? I don't know if y'all.
Technically, no, but without objection. Okay.
Has anybody else surveyed their SD on issues? If you haven't, I would just ask, take 10 minutes tonight. SurveyMonkey is real fast, it's real simple. You should have email addresses for all your delegates. If not, I've got an account, you can borrow my account. But send it out, and we know, for example, that, I gave like 10, 15 options on here are the different issues that we know are gonna come up, and I asked my SD delegates to please rank them for me. And it gave me a lot of clarity coming in here today to say, okay, well, these 30 items aren't even in the top 20. And so whenever we sit down to start our actual debate tomorrow, it's gonna make it real easy, because a handful of those, I thought, man, these are gonna be knock down, drag out, that we're gonna have to debate. I know that for me to represent my SD, they don't care about them now. They're just make the bar. If you have time, do that, get some responses back, because hopefully that'll facilitate our debate forum.
Yeah, and to that, this is very unlike the platform committee, where, people hate this example, but I'll use it again, because all the SRDs do. We've had a plank that comes in and out of the platform over and over and over for a long time now on whether or not you can buy and sell raw milk. Okay? Well, for a lot of people, especially if you live in an urban area and you just go to the grocery store, what the heck is that plank doing in there? But for a lot of people that, want raw milk, it's a really strong issue.
It's good stuff.
I know, I'm hooked on it. And so the platform's a little bit different, because you can afford to put a plank in that may be a little bit of a niche kind of plank, that, yeah, it's catering to some relatively small group in the scheme of things, but that's why they're at the convention, that's why they're out knocking on doors, that's what motivates them. Just like pro-life might have been that issue for a lot of you. Well, maybe it wasn't pro-life, maybe it was raw milk for them. But on this, we're talking about the top 15 ideas we're gonna put before the convention. And it's got to be something that has a much greater consensus than what might go on the platform side. So, yeah, it's a good point. And you're right, SurveyMonkey's easy to use. So. Back last time, we put the entire platform on SurveyMonkey. So. Any others? Yes, sir.
I just had a thought about virtual testimony. Is there a way to verify that they're delegates? People would call in to do that?
That's actually an issue with in-person as well, okay? And the way temporary committees in the past have handled that is we have asked them to just voluntarily, are you a delegate or an alternate, and which, which SD are you representing? And they haven't actually registered yet, so even if they don't intend to register, there's still that possibility that they testified in the past. So the answer is really there's not a way other than getting them to say that up front as part of their testimony. And then if they're not, then that might influence how much credit you give them. I mean, we have at times had bona fide Democrats sneak in and testify before a committee on something, taking the absolute opposite approach of what most of us in this room would do, and yet claim they were, voting Republican or whatever. You just don't have a way to check it short notice.
Can we establish a standing rule about that in the morning?
Requiring that they do that, that'd be a good idea. Yeah. I'll try to have some draft standing rules for you in the morning, and that'd be a great addition to that. If I forget, bring it up and we'll put that in.
Chairman,
Yes, sir.
second motion to adjourn.
It's a non-debatable motion.
I am so sorry. That's what happens when you don't follow the rules.
We're gonna have changed the time if you don't adjourn it.
I thought we already voted, didn't we?
No, we didn't
Yeah.
vote.
Yeah, aye.
We are adjourned. Thank you.
And you're talking.
Thank you, Terry. Mr. Terry.
Oh, no, but
Okay.
I mean, I'm going to.